We are back with another Ashes of Creation video. Got a haircut today, so hopefully looking spiffy for you guys. I am taking a break from some of the Unreal Engine content because in Steven Sharif's most recent interview with MMORPG.com, he finally gave us some more exciting news about combat pets. Now, he didn't go into insane detail, but there were a few tidbits that I found pretty cool. If you couldn't tell from the title of this video, he mentioned something close to Pokemon being available in Ashes of Creation. For reference, here's the section of the interview I'm talking about.
Probably the most surprising that resonated with the community that we thought was perhaps an older or more old school type of class was the Bard class. And the support roles typically get a little less love, even though they're an integral component. And in a lot of other MMOs that I've played, they've done away with the support role. They've just incorporated what that role provided and split it up amongst the different classes. And I thought that was a shame.
Oh, oops, that was the wrong clip. That's just the one where Steven confirms that he and everyone else loves bards. Here's the actual clip.
Combat pets, which can be acquired by any archetype, and this is essentially an item that exists within your backpack. You cast the item to summon your pet. When it is summoned, it's not intended to be a vertical gain of power, because when you make pets, combat pets at least, a vertical power gain, then it becomes a no-choice solution. You must have a combat pet. If you want to play efficiently, you must have a combat pet. And I wanted to steer clear of that because the way I wanted to approach combat pets was more of a horizontal power choice, meaning depending on the type of encounter you're facing, depending on the threat assessment you have, a combat pet might be relevant or it might not. One combat pet might be more relevant than another combat pet, and that's part of your gear acquisition, your item chase, to attain this more comprehensive selection of combat pets that you can have available to you and can be summoned in the event that you want to engage an encounter with a different aspect of your power curve, right? Not vertical, but horizontal.
So tracking down and taming pets that you then keep in your backpack and summon? Pokemon confirmed. Pokemon! Gotta catch 'em all! Well, not really, but Steven has said many times that he himself is a collector and enjoys the process of hunting down rare collectibles. That is part of the reason for the way the in-game cash shop is structured with one-time releases. It is clear from the interview that it seems that combat pets may also be something that is collectible. Now, I know personally that I've wanted a Pokemon MMORPG for a long time, and I'm sure many of you guys feel the same way. Now, granted, this is not exactly Pokemon, but many MMOs have tried adding some kind of battle pet system. Many in very lackluster and disappointing ways. Looking at you, WoW.
Now I'll play with Nuts. Okay, let me bring out Nuts here. And let's see, Scratch, 309 damage. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and use that right there. What?
These nuts?
Now, I can already see people, whatever it is comments are, defending WoW battle pets. And yes, it does seem to have some redeeming factors, and anything collectible can be fun, but it just could have been so much cooler. There are two things that I think are really important about a system like this that are needed to make it good. The first is to make the collection aspect something you can dive pretty deep into. The second is to make sure that other game systems or content are not locked behind the collection aspect, which is often heavily RNG based to the point that it becomes tedious. Now, this can be said for any in-game system. Any game needs to be careful about forcing players to engage with things in order to do other content. Now, obviously players are forced to interact with some systems, but as mentioned before, collectibles are often highly RNG based, and so it can be incredibly frustrating if you are locked out of content or locked out of progressing your character waiting on something that is highly RNG. This can be avoided by either making the base functionality something relatively easy to get, while the collectibles are hard to get. So the rarer or more collectible pets could just be either unique skins or add just minimal upgrades to the core functionality of the pet. The other option is to completely remove the pets from the core gameplay loop, so it's basically a system on its own, kind of like WoW did. But anyway, let's take a look at what we know about combat pets in Ashes of Creation so far. First off, combat pets are not intended to be a raw increase in player power. So summoning a pet will require you to sacrifice power somewhere else. We don't have a concrete example of how this is intended to be done, but it could be through some loss of maximum health, mana, and or other stats. And combat pets will also fall into the Trinity system, meaning each combat pet's stats and abilities will fall into more of a tank, DPS, or support role. Pets will also have different rarities, such as uncommon, rare, epic, or legendary. Now, the fact that combat pets are intended to be horizontal progression, with different pets being useful in different circumstances, implies that part of the endgame may actually be hunting down a variety of these pets to use in different situations. There are also some areas, such as dungeons or instances, that combat pets will not be able to be summoned. And finally, combat pets will be obtained by taming certain creatures found throughout the world, but at the moment it is unclear whether this is limited to or increased in any way by the animal husbandry profession. So it seems to me that combat pets will be a part of the core gameplay loop and not a system on its own. It once again sparks the debate of horizontal progress versus vertical progress, which, in my opinion, you very rarely get strictly one or the other, and they often mix a little bit in one way or the other. And I've already done a video on this, but we may do another video as we get closer to Alpha 2 and see different systems that are intended to be horizontal or vertical progression. Anyway, if certain pets will be useful in certain situations, any hardcore player is going to want to collect all the useful ones in order to optimize their character for as many different situations as possible. So, in my opinion, I hope they take a lesson from Pokemon and make the base pet something that is still work to achieve, but not incredibly RNG based, while leaving the collection side of things to RNG like Pokemon does with shinies.
You have a feeling I'm going to get the Turret Wake soon? People have been saying that since 200. It's now been an extra 60 hours since somebody said we're gonna get it soon. We're gonna be here forever.
It'll allow the collectors to go crazy if they want to, but doesn't force people to engage in that system to progress or optimize their character. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about battle pets in Ashes of Creation in the comments below. And as always, if you enjoyed the content, please do drop a like and subscribe to help me grow this channel. Thanks for watching.